Let's wait a little bit longer for people to join us. $12.23. Hang on a second, guys. Anybody else see the news reports coming out from the brokerages? It sounds like they're trying to prepare everyone for a bad market, and they're coming up with a whole bunch of reasons about foreign wars and all this other crap of why your market is about to crash. And they're saying, don't worry, we'll build back better. We will build back better. Samuel Odoro says, what is your floor? There is no floor for me, brother. By the end of this, I intend to own AMC and rename it to a Marcus company and build an E-Trade underneath its umbrella as a publicly traded company. And it will be a movie theater and a bank at the same time, just because. No reason. They're not related. I just can, like, if you can do a bank, you can do a movie theater, and I can do a bank. So, let's go. What else? What else? So basically, as I make all my money in the options, like the more the price is crashing and the more people are selling, the more I will be buying. And I mean, if there's 550 million shares, it sounds like I need to be shooting for 551 million or something. Or not 551 million, I'm sorry. If there's 550 million shares, sounds like I should be shooting for like 226 million shares. Is that right? Nope. Nope. 276 million shares is what I need to be shooting for. Which, at $10 a piece, would be $2.7 billion. At $100 a piece, would be $27 billion. So it's going to take a lot of money. Hamovic, I got a lot of those. Not a lot of those, but I got some of those. I expect them to print. I'm expecting, I mean, honestly, I could easily see us hitting 50 this week without being a squeeze. I could see volume getting us to 50 based off all the hype that's happening. Like, if you guys don't think the hype behind AMC in the last 4 days is real, it's so fucking real. It's not fake. The people are waking up little by little, and the volume's starting to come back. It's here, people. Monday is a day for us. I've made a couple phone calls. I've been talking to a couple whales, and I think I convinced them. I think money is coming in bigger than we can expect. I think we're going to break that $1 billion volume day that we had in January, and we might do it on Monday. It might not be till Wednesday, but it's coming. Oh, man. What up, Earthworm Gym Racing? Demetrius's favorite. But basically, guys, what I want to prepare everybody for, what I think everyone should be ready for, is the idea that we're gonna get a fake squeeze, and I'm gonna read a little story about a fake squeeze. Samuel Odoro, $700 share, 700 shares is enough to retire. He says, "Is it enough?" And my answer to that is, it should be, as long as you hold. They're going to try to trick you out of a fake squeeze, and that could go as high as $100 a share or $10,000 a share. No, probably not even $10,000. I'd say $100 to $1,000 a share is what the fake squeeze could offer you. And I don't know that there's going to be a fake squeeze. I just want to prepare you in case there is a fake squeeze. And so what I mean by this is that it probably does not take a large percent of the diamond handlers to start selling to really crater the price. And then if like you lose 50, if your stocks are worth $1 million and it falls to $500,000, you really think anyone's gonna blame you for cashing money out and call you a paper hander? Like, here's what I'm getting at. I could see us like we're all like. We want to pretend we're diamond handers. We want to pretend we've been through this before. We want to pretend that we would hold and lose it all before like cashing out for only $1 million total. But here's what I want you to think about. First off, if you're not cashing out 5% every time the stock goes up 10x, you're not being a realistic human being. So guys, when you take 5%, think about it this way. If I take 5% from 95%, that's okay. Now it's at 95. If I take 5% away from, so if I take 5% away from 100%, it's at 95. If I take another 5% away from 95%, now it's at from that 100%, 91%. If I take another 5%, now it's at 87.2%. And if I take another 5%, now it's at 84.6%. And if I take another 5%, like, so what I'm getting at is if you take 5% every time it does 1x, every time it does 10x, every time it does 5x, pick your freaking number, your ratio. It's not bad to cash out a little bit of profits. That's not going to crush the squeeze. What's going to crush the squeeze is everyone cashing out the $1 million. Or if it drops to 500,000 from the million, then everyone cashing out the 500,000. And so I could see the majority, at least let's just say 50% of the apes fucking this up and like selling too early. Like, here's the thing. Like, if you're in the options game and you're not playing the stocks, like, you really don't have a control on this. Like, you holding your options does not help the stock price. You cashing out the options actually helps the stock price, because now the way that the hedges are thinking is it doesn't hurt them as bad to let the stock price keep going up because they've already closed their position. So, I don't know. There's a lot of ways to think about it, but ultimately, what I want to talk about today is what if we get the fake squeeze and it doesn't go to $1 million? Because here's the thing. I'm going all in on AMC. AMC is my company one day. If Aaron is as legit as he is sounding off on Twitter, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. If he is, when I make all this money next week and I become one of the largest shareholders of AMC, at least in the retail world, I'm going to be expecting him to be, like, discussing how to transition his place to my place, right? And it doesn't have to be a fast process, and it doesn't have to be I'm in charge. I'm down for 12 months just to, like, walk around in the shadows, offer opinions where I see it, and they don't got to accept nothing I say. As long as in 12 months, like, we agree and I can prove that I can do anything Aaron can do for the company, then, yeah, it's my company. And yeah, that's kind of where my head's at right now. So, the idea is, if it goes up and we do a Martin Shkreli squeeze like this, and we do a 10,000% squeeze in 1 week, which is what this did. This was all in 1 week. It went from 44 cents to $45. That line represents 1 week of action. There was ups and downs, but at the end of the day, the way the calendars are timed, it only shows it as one solid line. But it was 5 days of ups and downs, and it ended up at $45. And then it got crushed, and then he recalled the stock, and it went back up and held for another 4 weeks, and then it crushed and went bankrupt. Got delisted off the NASDAQ over here. Basically, what I'm getting at is we could see this all this week. This could happen, very well happen this week. And the question is, how do you get the maximum money out of this line right here? Everyone's telling you to hold right here and then start cashing out on this downtrend right here. So you basically have a week to start cashing out for at least 50% of your money. Maybe 3-4 days. What I would say is that's a fine strategy if you're holding stock. If you're holding stock, you really don't got much other choice. The only other things you could do is take out 5% every time it goes up, 1 to 10x. And then, what else? The other thing you could do, that's basically it. And then once you feel comfortable it's on this downtrend and you're ready to cash out your glorious profits, go ahead and do what you got to do. And then what Lewis talked about is basically this part right here, where he expects a lot of you apes that cashed out over here on this downtrend. Understand this part right here, unless I own AMC, this is not going to happen. We're not going to be able to recall the stocks. And so basically this is going to drop down all in 1 week, and it's not, so like 1 week will go up, 1 week will come down. And this whole part you got to ignore, because this can only happen if we recall the stock. We can only maintain the squeeze and try to make it permanent if we recall the stock. But basically what's going to happen is, if not, it's going to fall down in the next week down back to, let's just say, anywhere from $5 to $50, depending on how much volume decides to stick around. And then that's when all you dirty apes come back and buy in again. And by then, I should already own over 51% of the company. I'm going to leave it publicly traded. Maybe someday we go private, but not anytime soon. And that's kind of where my head's at right now. So stick around, watch. If you just want to watch me make money and see how it all is could be possible. I'm going to go over a little strategy right now of how I'm going to play this next week, assuming that by the end of the week, we do anywhere from 1,000% to 10,000% by the end of the week. That's my expectation, and I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to play it. Oh man, YouTube's got to be hating this right now. He's like, can't he like go back to swearing so we can have a reason to take down the stream? Can't he say something stupid? Because if we just take it down right now, then he's going to go up somewhere else, and everyone's going to want to hear it at that point. They're all going to want to trade it if we show how much we hate this. Because they're going to hate what I show you right now. Alright. Here's what we're going to do, people. I need you to understand. So, right now, I am at AMC. I'm going to try to build this out in Excel so you can see. But basically, I bet a lot of money on this expiration date right here. And I bet on the $15 strike. I bet on the $18 strike. And I think I bet on like the $25 strike. Maybe it was the $23 strike. But basically, if it hits 15, I plan to move it up to 18. If it hits 18, I plan to move it up to 23. If it hits 23, I plan to cash it all out. Actually, not cash it out. Sorry. That's what originally my plan was, to cash it all out. But what I'm going to show you is, let's pretend I got all my money in 23 and it squeezes to 100. Does that make sense, people? No, let's just say it squeezes to 33. So I got $10 of intrinsic value. That makes sense. So basically, if we come to this $2 strike right here, this is about $10 of intrinsic value, right? So I want to show you guys what $10 of intrinsic value looks like at the $23 strike to the $33 strike on an Excel, and how I would trade it if it happened all in a moment. So if I didn't have a chance to cash out my $23 strikes at 23 and then go buy stock or do whatever I wanted to do, basically and it just jumps into money. At a certain point in the money, it loses most of its extrinsic value. So right here, you'll see the extrinsic value of at the money for this expiration date is $130. Where if it's at $13 right now, $10 would be $3 in the money. So this is at $300, and $305 is what you could sell it for. It's literally has zero of this extrinsic value, just being $3 in the money. Now that's going to be a little bit different when we go up 100% and the at the money price becomes $30 or $20 or $10. Like when this goes 10, 20, 30x in size of the at the money price, and this is now $30 instead of $13, you're going to see these numbers hold a little bit more extrinsic value as they go in the money. But eventually they do hit a point in the money where they lose 100% of their extrinsic value. Meaning when you start to lose your profit, if you go in, like, basically, if you move your money into stock, you will make the same ROI as if you just left it in the options. And there's a point where at the downfall, you start to lose more than the stock lose. So it doesn't make sense to take that extra burden and not be helping the stock price by buying shares in general. And if you're all intrinsic value and you got enough money in your account to go ahead and exercise those calls, go ahead and exercise. If it's all intrinsic value, there's no reason not to exercise. But if you just made a ton of money off extrinsic value and you just reached at the money, that is the time you're supposed to cash out and do something with that money. But here's what I wanted to tell you guys. So basically, I'm going to build my money all the way up to $23, and I'm going to expect it to hit $23 on Monday. It might not hit $23, and it may hit 20, start trading sideways, and go down to 18, and I may decide to do it right there. But basically, here's what I'm going to do. If it's at $23, if I'm at the $23 strike, and let's just say this is worth $10 a piece, and I've made 100x on my money or some shit, 50x on my money, and let's say that they're worth $100, like, so $10,000 a piece, right? Because it's at $20, and these are just worth a fortune now. Let's just say 10,000. It's probably 2,000 a piece. Let's say 2,000 a piece, or 1,000 a piece. I like 1,000 a piece. So we're gonna say 1,000 a piece, and basically the $24 strike is going to be 900 a piece or 950 a piece. What I'm going to come in and do is, however, if I have 100 contracts at the $23 strike, then my $1,000 strike or $1,000 contracts would be worth $100,000 that I could cash it out for. Well, if these are the $950 strikes at 24, I can sell these, and like I was shorting the stock, for absolutely no risk. I'm not hurting the stock price at all. I'm not buying a put and losing theta. And so if it just trades sideways, I don't get hurt either. And basically, if it gets crushed on Tuesday, like my formulas is saying it's going to get crushed on Tuesday, then you'll get all your profits that you're losing in your $23 strike without closing your $23 strike from the selling the $24 strike. Plus, but when you sell the $24 strike, you turn into a net debit spread. And so if I already have the $23 strike, and then I come in and I sell the $24 strike, guess what? My maximum risk is $5. So when I had so if I look at this, if my $28 represented $100,000, now my $100,000 risk has been diluted down to, let's just say, $20,000. And what does that mean? That means if it crashes, I get my money back in the options that I'm selling. If it skyrockets, I break even on this option chain that I'm selling, but I have other options that will, in my squeeze bucket, that will still make a fortune. If it trades sideways, I break even with all my $100,000 of profit. But then also, I now just freed up $80,000 in my account that I can literally cash out and wire transfer somewhere, or I could buy stock with and gun the fucking common stock. Holy shit. So if we remember what we talked about yesterday, and we look at this, we know that Monday has the highest highs and the highest closes, and we know that Tuesday has the lowest highs and the lowest closes, other than Fridays. So the order of success daily, the pattern has been Monday open to close is the strongest, Wednesday open to close is the second strongest, Thursday is the third strongest, Tuesday is the second worst, and Friday is the worst. On statistic average, since January 29th is the first day of data right here. Friday to Monday was January 29th to February 1st. And that is a statistical fact. The only one that you could argue on my information is Wednesday. Wednesday was the highest highs, but that's only because on the February thing they had a massive gain, and it dilutes the representation. So I got rid of it to show a more realistic example. I didn't get rid of it. I diluted it. I think I diluted it from 60% to 28% or something. I think it's this week. It might have been this one. But basically, Wednesday, because of that February 24th and 25th, or February 24th action, Wednesday had the best numbers because Wednesday also typically rebounds really well when Tuesday crashes. So basically, they crash it on Friday. They relieve pressure on Monday because that's when there's the least options purchased and they're the most expensive for the next Friday expiration. And then they crash it on Tuesday. They relieve pressure on Wednesday, hoping more people buy a bunch of options. And then they gun you out on Thursday and Friday to make sure they win on the options by expiration. And this is when they collect their profits at expiration. And so Friday has statistically been the not bad for the highest highs. Like on average, it opens up 7% high, but on average, it closes negative. So think about that. They always bull trapping us on Fridays. Every Friday almost is a bull trap. There's a couple of them where we actually closed good. One Friday we closed up 22%. One Friday we closed up 12%. One Friday we closed up 11%. So it is possible. It just isn't. It isn't like the bad Fridays are so much worse. 31%, negative 22%, negative 20%, negative 19%, negative 26%. Like, that's real stuff right there, people. So if you look at Mondays for AMC, you got 15%, 15%, 15%, 26%, 13%. Like, it's a real deal, people. These are the closes, too. I'm not talking about the highs. The highs, we've seen 30%, 18%, 18%, 30%, 20%. And I'm expecting 40% of a high on Monday. 40% is what my math is telling me we should hit. So basically, I'm gonna sell the options. And here's the thing, guys. If I only have these options and I want to make money if it squeezes up, and these are the only options I have money to make money on, then when I come to sell the $24 strike, I'm not gonna sell 100% of the same number of contracts. So if I got 100 contracts on the $23 strike, maybe I only want to guarantee 50% of my profits by selling 50 contracts on the $24 strike. And then that way, if it squeezes up still on Tuesday, I still make a fortune. I'm still getting 50% of the profits I would have been getting anyways. I think right there, just at that end, I've explained everything I need to explain. If there's any questions, I'm going to go ahead and answer them. But I think that was the last thing I really need to nail down. And so, ultimately, right now, what I'm going to be doing when the market opens on Monday, I'm going to be closing out my options on the $15 strike when it hits at the money. Half of it's going to go into AMC stock. Half of it's going to go into my next strike that I've already purchased, which would be the $18 strike. When the $18 strikes, I'm going to do the same thing and push my strikes up. And then to the $23 strike, once that happens, that's when I'm probably going to sell the $24 strike for Tuesday at the close. Earthworm Gym Racing says, so buy my options Tuesday. Here's the thing. If you have money that you're trying to get in, probably do 10 to 25% of it when the market opens, because it should go up. And it may not stop going up once it does go up. I can't promise it won't stop going up. And so maybe do 10 to 25%, and then if it crashes on Tuesday, just YOLO the rest. That's what I would do, but don't take that as financial advice. Please don't. Not if you can't afford to lose that money. Here's the thing, guys. Once I finish Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, I may end up pushing into the next Friday expiration. I don't think I'm going to hold Thursday and Friday on the same day expiration unless I'm expecting some massive swing. It all depends on what happens, so you're going to have to bear with me, and we're going to have to see the stock action. But I'm going to have a lot of money cashed out, ready as ammo for later. I'm just going to have money all over the place. Like, it's going to look like I'm scatterbrained, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to come out with $1 billion. Oh, I'm going to be buying stocks. Don't you worry, people. I'm trying to own AMC by the end of this. I don't care if it's a 1-week process or a 6-month process. I'm trying to own AMC by the end of this. And I want it to be the people's company. And we're going to do all types of businesses. It's not just a movie theater chain no more. If the CEO wants to work with me on making this happen, I can be his best friend. If not, I guess we're going to see who wins. Free popcorn, everyone. Free popcorn for everyone. No more CEO bonuses, so I can start offering free popcorn for anyone that brings their kids to the movie. Let's say that. I like that. Free popcorn for anyone that brings their kids to the movie. Take care of your kids. Keep them happy. It's not bad to keep them happy. It's good for discipline. It's not good for discipline, not taking them to movies. But I'm saying it's good to have discipline. But it'll be free popcorn just to make sure that everyone's trying to keep their kids happy. Anyone that owns AMC shares will get free movies, free everything in AMC. As long as you own at least a certain number. I don't know the number yet, but you'll get free everything in AMC whenever you go, up to like $100 per visit. As long as you own a certain amount of stock. You're an owner. Why are you paying for shit you already own? It's your shit, not mine. I'm going to have a AMC, like, super secure website where everyone that's a shareholder can register and, like, it'll create a community and its own social platform just for AMC shareholders. You'll have to have a certain number of shares to get into because we can't have no nonsense from the one shareholder. Like, we support that. Like, I got nothing against them. I hope they make a lot of money and all the money they need to make. But, like, let's be honest. Anyone that's only got $10 into this didn't try that hard. And I'm only got love for the people that try hard. Bash D says, when do you expect to squeeze? Bash D, you need to go back and watch my Saturday videos. I talk about everything I'm expecting for the next week. Guys, Martin Shkreli in 2015, Thanksgiving Day, tweeted out. Actually, hold on. Let's rewind this. November 15th, Martin Shkreli is given a letter from the NASDAQ saying in 30 days or some crap, 45 days, they are going to be delisted from the NASDAQ because they did not file a K-12 or something. And basically, everyone shorted the stock, and it fell down to 44 cents. He came in with $3 to $7 million and bought a bunch of his stock and skyrocketed it to $2 or $3. A ton of volume followed him after that. It ignited a short squeeze. By the end of the week, it reached $45. The whole time, it was going up and down, up and down. Unfortunately, I don't have the price action of how it actually went down. But it took 5 days to get the $45 high. And by that 5th day of the $45 high, it crashed down to 20. Then Martin Shkreli recalled all the stock for his company because he owned 70% of the shares. So it gave him the right to recall all the shares because you only need 51% approval to do so. And basically, it shot the price back to $45 for another 4 weeks. And then it fell to zero or got delisted like a couple weeks after. And so basically that 1 week squeeze, I am predicting that we might be seeing a fake squeeze that looks like that squeeze. And when it crashes again, like, I'm not leaving. I'm coming back for more. If it goes to 1,000 and then crashes again, I'm coming back for more is what I'm telling you people. That ain't a squeeze to me. Not an AMC squeeze. This is the GOAT squeeze. This is the one squeeze for all the squeezes. And ain't no one going to convince me otherwise. I'm convinced this is bigger than GME. I wasn't convinced of that for a long freaking time until right freaking now. Realistic peak price for a fake squeeze is $1,000. For a real squeeze is... the real squeeze is permanent. That's your guys' problem. You guys keep calling it a squeeze. I know it's not a squeeze. I'm trying to get it and say it in a way you'd understand it. But it ends up being permanent. When I take, like... everything I do, I give it away because I don't want it. I don't want the $1 billion and say, haha, I'm better than everyone else. I want everyone to be happy and I want my life to be easy and I don't want it to go fucking roof for the next 5 years to go retire. Like, I can make $250,000 a year and I can save $150,000 of that for 5 years, invest it smartly, and make and live off $200,000 a year retirement by saving $1 million in the next 5 years. Like, that's not that difficult for me to do if I wanted to. But it's like, that's the last thing I want to do. I want to get rich. I've done so much work. I've done so much for this freaking world that they don't even realize. And I've given it all away. Most people haven't taken the time to go back and look at what I've really given away. And that's fine. Some people are already making money off crap that I've given away. And that's fine too. But I feel like it's all coming back to me. And I feel like when it does come back to me, I'm going to get a type of power that's never been seen on this earth. And like, the government is going to listen when I talk. And if we don't agree, I'm the trump card, not them. That is how I feel about what's happening right now. Sebastian Andrews says, if I choose to exercise my right to buy at the $15 strike and the stock is at the $30 stock price, do I get the difference deposited in my account? Look, if I have one strike on the $15 strike, I'm going to show you a mathematical example you can plug your own numbers into, and then you do whatever you got to do. He said a $15 strike. And I'm going to assume you paid $100 for this. I don't know what you paid for it, and I don't care. You just plug in your own number. And basically, you said it goes to $30. So basically, if I take this minus this, I get $15, right? So if I take $15, and I say I know an option contract is always times 100, that means it's worth $1,500. So if you paid $100 for it, you made 15x on your money. If you exercise this option, it's going to say that you only could get like $1,400 if you tried to sell it. So basically, you only actually have $1,400. And if you want to exercise this one contract, you're going to need to spend $100 in your account to exercise it. Otherwise, you could cash it out for the $1,400 and then come back in and buy 140 stocks instead of 150 stocks. And so if you don't have the $100, just cash it out and buy $140 stocks from the retail. Otherwise, go ahead and exercise it for the 150. That's the way it works once it hits in the money and it's deep in the money and all you have is intrinsic value. Let's check one thing to fact check me on one thing. Make sure the theta doesn't mess with what I'm saying. So let's just take a look at the $1 strike. And it says it's worth $12.20. What about on 28th of May? The $1 strike is worth $12.50. What about on the 4th of June? The $1 strike is worth $12.50. What about on the 17th? The $1 strike is worth $13.90. So adding an extra 8 months of theta only gave it an extra $1 of extrinsic value, even though the extrinsic value. So you see what I'm saying right there, where it's all intrinsic value. Like this extrinsic value is trash. Trash. So that's what I'm getting at, people. That's the mathematical proof. I just proved it to you right there. Holy moly, we just did some real math today. I hope you guys learned from this. I hope you guys watch this and study this and you guys are prepared for Monday. I mean, obviously I'll be live and you'll be able to see what I do, but I hope you guys are ready for Monday. Figure out what you're going to do. I didn't tell you what to do. I told you how to think about it, and now you need to go work out your own percentages, your own plans, and fucking do what makes sense to you. Do what feels right. Always do what feels right. Not doing what, like, following other people is not following yourself. Like, follow yourself. Do the work to where you understand it and you do what's right. Like, if you want to copy me, you're going to be delayed on me, so you're 20 seconds behind. I mean, it can't hurt you. It could hurt you, right? Like, the squeeze could happen 20 seconds or within 20 seconds of me making a purchase. So, like, don't always follow me. Like, if you know you want to be somewhere, go there. You don't got to wait for my permission to do something. Bash D, you gotta go watch my Saturday videos to answer your questions. All your questions get answered in my Saturday videos. Between this video and Saturday video, you have not asked a question that has not already been answered. Lewis Laren says, holding strong my AMC 4,647 shares to the moon. We got a mini whale in the chat, guys. Luis Laren. And I don't mean that disrespectfully, Mini Whale. I just mean, like, I got a dozen millionaires in my chat that say GodPill speaks truth. Like, I got millionaires that will say the stuff that I say. That's like, they won't always agree with me. Like, they say I get crazy too, and they say like they wish I'd be better sometimes, for sure. But they definitely say his math is on point. His math and his logic is on point. On point. If there's no questions, I think I might take off. Maybe I'll come back tonight before the open. But otherwise, I was thinking I'd just start live streaming maybe 4 or 5 in the morning my time, which would be 7 to 8 in the morning Eastern time. And like, I just want to be watching the early hours. I expect AMC to open at $15. I really do. Like, I just think there's way too much real hype behind it right now that I don't think it can be stopped. I think this is AMC's week, and anyone that was shilling on AMC gets egg on their face this week. But I also think this could be the fake squeeze. So everyone, like, I'm not leaving. That's all I can say. No matter which way this goes, I only keep buying more. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. They all say that. They all pretend to be the real wolf of Wall Street. There's only one wolf. There's only one wolf, people. I'm going to freaking take us to the promised land. I'm going to take this all the way to the freaking Supreme Court. Me and the Supreme Court are going to have a day. We got 15 likes. You guys want to get that up to 23 before I leave? GodPill, how can I help you?
Hey, little man, you want some pussy?
Like, is that literally a millionaire that's shorting the stock, a billionaire that's shorting the stock that just hates GodPill so much that they got the time to waste? Like, who else could that possibly be? Who's got the time for that? Like, what you gotta understand is I'm hiding my phone number right now, so this guy just got my number on speed dial. So anytime you see GodPill live, he's just got to be calling in. And I'm just wondering, is it because he's just so offended and he couldn't accept my apology with the whole Trey situation? I don't know. Of course AMC can be halted. Anything can be halted. We just found out that anything they can do, they will do. But the difference is, if you halt, like, I don't think they'll ever halt and only allow selling again. I think they'll do 5-minute halts, and that's no problem because I think that the volume is coming in. So the volume hurts momentum, and the volume hurts a squeeze. But this week, I'm expecting $50 just from volume. And volume can't be, like, they can halt it, and then once they open it, the volume's still coming in. Like, that's only going to reaffirm people's belief they should be buying the AMC stock if they halt it. So, actually, you missed everything. You got to go back and start from the beginning because I'm about to end the video. I'm about to end the video. Yeah, I'm about to leave, people. I might come back later tonight. Otherwise, expect me here sometime between 7 and 8 a.m. Eastern Time. I expect volume this week, people. I expect to hit 1 billion traded shares in one day, just like we did in January. I shouldn't say we, because I wasn't invested at that time, but just like you guys did. Warden is not a shill. Superstonk is the shill site. I do not like Superstonk. I completely disavow Superstonk. I think their AMAs are softball questions. I think they do good information compared to everyone else, but they are still holding back. And if your guys' beef with Warden is that he said Superstonk's a bunch of confirmation bias bitches, I couldn't agree more. Warden actually went up a notch in my book after falling multiple notches. I was calling Warden a shill 2 weeks ago. Now, Warden's no longer a shill in my book because he disavowed Superstonk. Nice try, Joey Z, but you are off on that. You clearly did not do your research. Superstonk is the shill site. That's a fact. Like, honestly, GME is toxic. You guys pretend that I'm toxic. The GME, r/GME, r/Superstonk, r/Wall Street Bets, r/Wall Street Bets New, you name it, GME has become toxic and destroys everything it touches. Like, I just can't even handle GME anymore. I got a little bit of calls on GME. If it moons, I'll make $1 million, but I don't even care to make $100 million off GME. My money's coming from AMC from here on out. I don't care if you're saying place market sells. That's not a big deal. I've done market sells. When I made all that $1 million, I did limit orders and I did market sells. It wasn't a big deal. If you want to guarantee your profits, you'll do a fucking market sell on the options. Options are different than stock, but even stocks are way more conservative. There's no reason not to do a market sell on stock. The bid-ask spread is never going to be more than 1%. You could never lose more than 1% by doing a market order. Unless you just get the absolute worst timing when they flash crash it. But like that's on you. Like don't market like a lot of people have multiple brokerages, right? I have multiple bank accounts inside my one brokerage. So I can put some of my stocks in this one, some of my stocks in this one, some of my stocks in this one. I can market order only 10% of my shares. Just don't do something stupid that makes them allow to screw 100% of your money. Come on, people. Warden Elite is a smart guy. I just didn't like how much he hated AMC. Honestly, it gave me bad vibes how much he hated AMC. But after seeing how he stood up to Superstonk, it only confirms to me how much he loves GME. And you guys are freaking attacking the person that loves GME more than anyone I've ever met. And it's pathetic. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. Warden Elite is high in my book right now, even though we don't talk anymore. I blocked him and then he blocked me back. I unblocked him and I can't message him anymore. Like, me and the Warden Elite aren't talking, but like I got his back. If he called me and asked me to say something for him, I totally would. Holy shit. Toonish says, what do you think about selling 33% of my June 18th 35 calls on Monday peak, which is 8.3% of my portfolio, to play with potential dip on Tuesday? Toonish, no. Go back and watch this video. I don't want to re-explain it. Go back and watch this video. I show you how you don't have to cash out your calls, but you can choose what percent you want to collect on by selling the $40 strike instead of the $35 strike. So you're adding to your portfolio, you're freeing up liquidity, you could cash it out, and you're turning it into a debit spread where you're still bullish on the upside, but you choose what percentage you want to be short, and basically if it falls back down, you close your short position, and now you didn't short with stock, so you didn't hurt the stock price, but you're still making your profits, but if it trades sideways, you still collect what you made. You got to rewatch the video, guys. I'm not re-explaining it. I'm about to log off. You got to rewatch the video if you want to know the strategy. But I'll be back bright and early Monday morning. I'm going to be here 1 or 2 hours before the market open. Like, I'm just stoked for Monday. I can't wait for Monday. I hope I can sleep tonight. I don't know if I can. I hope I can sleep tonight. Holy moly, I'm excited. Holy moly, I am excited for Monday. I need 2 more likes and then I can log off. I want 23 likes and I'm logging off. 23 likes, people. 2 more likes. Let's go. Make it easy for me. Thank you. There we go. My peoples. Thank you.